What happens when a federal judge tells a former president, stop? And that president doesn't just disagree, but fights back. This week, a courtroom clash involving Donald Trump has sparked a major debate across the United States. Is this about law? Or is this about power? Let's break it down. Here's what we know. A federal judge recently stepped in to halt a major project linked to Trump. The project, often described as a high-profile development plan, is now at the center of a legal battle. The ruling didn't just pause construction. It raised serious questions about approvals, environmental rules, and whether proper legal procedures were followed. And when someone like Trump is involved, this isn't just a local issue anymore. It becomes national. Now, let's understand what the judge actually said. The court's message was simple. Follow the law before moving forward. According to the ruling, there are unresolved legal concerns, and until those concerns are addressed, the project cannot continue. This type of action is called an injunction. It's a temporary stop used to prevent possible harm while a case is reviewed. And while injunctions are common in legal cases, this one carries massive political weight. Trump and his supporters didn't stay silent. They pushed back hard. Their argument? This is judicial overreach. They say an unelected judge is interfering with development and blocking progress. Supporters believe the project could create jobs, boost the local economy, and move things forward. From their perspective, this isn't about law. It's about unnecessary delay. But critics see a completely different picture. They argue that rules exist for a reason, that no individual, no matter how powerful, is above the law, and that ignoring procedures could set a dangerous precedent. So why does this case matter so much? Because it's not just about one project. It's about three much bigger issues shaping America today. First, separation of powers. In the United States, courts have the authority to check actions by individuals, businesses, and even political leaders. But the big question is, where is the line? When does oversight become interference?
Second, regulation versus development. This is a classic debate. Should projects move quickly to boost economic growth, or should they slow down to ensure safety, fairness, and environmental protection? There's no easy answer, and this case sits right in the middle of that conflict. Third, politics inside the courtroom. Because let's be real, when Donald Trump is involved, legal cases don't stay just legal. They become political. They become national conversations, and they become part of a much bigger story about power in America. That's exactly why this story is trending right now. It combines law, politics, and a figure who dominates headlines. People aren't just watching what happens next, they're asking what it means for the system, for the country, and for the future. Now, let's take a step back and look at both sides clearly. On one side, you have the argument supporting the judge, that the law must be followed, that checks and balances are essential, and that preventing potential violations is part of the court's responsibility. On the other side, you have the argument supporting Trump, that excessive regulation slows down progress, that courts should not interfere in development decisions, and that there may be political motivations behind legal actions. The reality? Both sides raise valid points, and that's exactly why this case is so important. So, what happens next? This legal battle is far from over. There could be appeals, more hearings, or even a reversal of the ruling. And depending on how things unfold, this case could set a precedent for future conflicts between courts and political figures. At the end of the day, this isn't just about a building project. It's about power. It's about law.